Three secrets for online businesses from the past. This is Index Card Insights, episode 98, day 3. And that's what we're talking about today, guys. Three secrets for online businesses from the past. Man, you guys know today I didn't spend a lot of time in the office here today. In the office meaning my house. That's where my office is, home office. But I didn't spend a lot of time here today. We had a new central air unit air conditioner being put in. So we kind of spent time out of the house today. And one place we went was the Heritage Center of my city. And it's kind of like a museum for the city. It's a really cool place. But I was struck with this sense of nostalgia from the Heritage Center. And I was struck with this idea of all the pride and all the ambition and all the excitement that was happening 100 years ago in my city. It was amazing. And I kind of wanted to give you some of my takeaways from that experience. But in order to focus those takeaways a little bit, I thought it would be fun to go over to ChatGPT and, kind of like talk to ChatGPT about my experience today. And basically see how ChatGPT would structure this talk that we're going to have today, right? So I wanted to share that ChatGPT conversation with you, but then what I wanted to do was give you my personal insights because I find ChatGPT to be a little bit vanilla, not always fairly vanilla, fairly basic. I wanted to give you some of my insights with it, but I did like what ChatGPT had to say. It did a pretty good job. Good assistant today when it comes to structuring the format for today's show, but I'm going to share it with you guys. You guys are going to see. So anyways, again, guys, we're going to be talking about three secrets for online business from the past. This is index card 1 of 5. All right, let's get into the conversation, and I'll give you guys the next index card. All right. Three secrets for online businesses from the past. This is a conversation I had with ChatGPT today after coming home from the Heritage Center. I was thinking about nostalgia. I visited the Heritage Center for my city today, and I noticed that all the people from 100 years ago had a lot of pride and made a point to label everything they made built in Ohio, USA, and things like that. There was an excitement and ambition in the air that survived even 100 years later. I feel like as a culture, we've lost some of that. I'd like to do a Facebook live stream today and talk about it as it relates to online business. Any ideas what that might look like? And ChatGPT responded to me and it said, "It's interesting that you notice the difference in the level of pride and ambition in the past compared to the present. When it comes to online business, there are a few angles you could explore relating to this theme of nostalgia," right? So here's how it's going to work, guys. I'm going to give you guys the insight that ChatGPT gave me, and then I'm going to give you some of my personal opinions and experience on that particular insight, okay? So now we're getting to our second index card, all right? Index card 2. This is the first insight. Branding, all right? ChatGPT goes on to say, as you mentioned, people in the past often took great pride in where their products were made and labeled them as such. In today's global economy, it can be easy to lose a sense of place and identity. However, online businesses can still tap into this sense of pride and nostalgia by creating a strong brand identity that speaks to their roots or the values they hold dear. That's great, ChatGPT, but it just, sometimes ChatGPT speaks and it just flows by me like duck off of water, like water off a duck's back or something. Like it just means nothing. It's so vanilla. It's so been said before. There's just not enough, social intelligence added to it. And I need the social intelligence to be there for my messaging to actually work, for people to actually get what I'm talking about, right? It needs to have some of that. So let me kind of filter what ChatGPT is saying to you a little bit in a new kind of way that makes a little bit more sense. All right. Right now, as we speak, right, AI is absolutely sucking the life out of creativity and content. All right. People are lazy, okay? People are lazy and they're busy, right? So they're using ChatGPT for their content. They're using it to scale up their content. Heck, I've even used ChatGPT as part of this piece of content. It's happening. But because it's happening, people are getting a lot of the same kind of content, right? And that's no good because you can't create differentiation and you can't separate yourself if you sound like everybody else. It's not going to work. But what this does is it creates a great opportunity for those of you who are willing to work a little bit harder, for those of you who are willing to still work on creating separation for yourself and make that a point in your branding, right? Make it a point in your branding to separate yourself a little bit, right? And it's going to become easier for you than it has been in the past because so many people are trying to utilize ChatGPT and AI for their content, right? So it's going to get easier for you if you refuse to let AI have so much control over your creativity and content. So that's one, right? Now let's move on, right? This is number two, right? Community. Okay. Another aspect of the past. Now we're gonna go over what ChatGPT said here, and then I'm gonna give you my filtered insight. Okay. Another aspect of the past that may be missing is the sense of community that came with local businesses. And that's exactly right. That's how it happened to me today when I went to the Heritage Center. Me and the family went to the Heritage Center today, and I was struck by the sense of community, right? Um, the sense of community that came with local businesses. People knew their neighbors and shopkeepers in their town. Online businesses can create a similar sense of community by building relationships with their customers. Okay? Building relationships with their customers and engaging with them on social media or through email newsletters. Now, I do see online marketers trying to engage with their customers. I do see online marketers trying to build relationships with their customers and engage with them on social media. However, I also see a lot of missing opportunities, a lot of lost opportunities, a lot of opportunities that aren't being taken advantage of. I'll give you an example right now. I'll give you two examples. Two examples where people could use those examples to actually, boom, bring people together and solidify people around this one idea. You know, I launched products on Warrior Plus Network for like 6 or 7 years, pretty exclusively. I launched a ton of products over there, and I was just launching just there. Right now, I've since moved on to Thrivecart, and I've been launching on Thrivecart this year. I'm still going to launch some products on Warrior Plus, but I'm using Thrivecart now. I'm shuffling the deck. But the point is, I launched there for a long time exclusively. Now, here's the thing. I know lots of other marketers who launch on Thrivecart, or I'm sorry, launch on Warrior Plus exclusively. However, I don't see anybody using this idea of a Warrior Plus community in their marketing. No one, no one circles the wagons with the Warrior Plus idea, right? No one puts on there an official Warrior Plus product or, you know, anything like proudly launching on Warrior Plus or something. I used to use that a little bit in my marketing, but like it's just not something that people use. They don't they don't use the idea of launching on Warrior Plus all the time as a way to pull people around them to build community and loyalty. But that's one way that you can do it. Simple little platforms like that have audiences, that have people that hang out on those platforms, like that's a community. You can take every community and use it as a way to strengthen the audience around you and to build brand loyalty, right? Another example right now that's happening right as we speak is this idea of human made content, right? This is going to start to become more and more interesting as we move on into a world where people want to create content with AI, right? Human made content is going to inherently feel higher quality. And human made content is another way to circle the wagons right now and to build a sense of community. This idea of human made content, right? Pretty cool. So, what about insight number 3? This is our fourth index card if you're keeping score, and I got 5 of them for you. This is our fourth one. But insight number 3 is quality. Okay. What did ChatGPT have to say about quality? Well, ChatGPT said this: there was a time when products were made to last, not just be disposable. Consumers took pride in the quality of what they owned, and businesses took pride in the quality of what they produced. Online businesses can differentiate themselves by emphasizing the quality of the products or services and by focusing on building long term relationships with their customers. That's pretty vanilla. That's pretty basic, and it just kind of washes off your back like water on a duck. However, I notice that online, it's true, by the way. What ChatGPT is saying is true. We do feel like things were made better a long time ago. We do feel like the quality of products have gotten worse. This is a bias. It's not always true. Some products have great quality, but us as humans, we feel like stuff from a long time ago was just made better. It's a bias, right? Now, here's what's interesting. I'm seeing the same kind of bias follow online products. You can hear the old dogs talking about when they first got online, they start selling ebooks for $47, $50, $100 for an ebook, right? And people bought these ebooks and they were classics. They're considered classics. They're considered greats, especially in the world of internet marketing and make money online. Those old classics. Now you can't sell an ebook for $197 anymore. It doesn't really work too good. People don't consider an ebook worth that. And you know what? People feel like most ebooks that they buy and most products they buy from internet marketing people are probably not going to work. They feel like it's probably not going to be very good. So my thing is, can you use this idea of quality in your marketing and in your brand? Can you make a point to stand on the quality that you produce, right? Can you make a point to put things on your covers like proudly written by? That's what I put on my covers. I got a product out right now called Free Traffic Resources Volume 2. And at the bottom of the cover, it says proudly written by Cam Jennings, right? Because I want people to know when they buy from me, they're getting quality. And I want that to be a way, that quality, I want that to be a way to build a sense of community and a sense of loyalty around my brand and around what I have going on, right? I want people to be excited about it. When I put out a new product, I want people to care. I want them to be ready for it. And I want them to know that when they buy it, they're going to get something cool and interesting, and it's going to be worth their time and worth their money. That's what I want. Those are the 3 insights that I have for you today. This has been another episode of Index Card Insights. Guys, if you like what I do here, be sure to check me out in ECIC group calls. We do a group coaching call every single Thursday. You can find ECIC group calls over at epicconversions.com. I let people pick my brain for an hour on ways to help their businesses and grow their businesses and get ahead in the world of online business and marketing. And also, again, let me just remind you, Free Traffic Resources Volume 2 is out right now. You can find a link to that over at the same place, epicconversions.com. And the last thing I want to tell you guys is, man, could you leave me a comment? I want to know what your favorite insight was today of the 3 that I mentioned. And let me mention them again. Insight 1, branding. Insight 2, community. And insight 3, a sense of quality for your work, right? Which of those insights matter the most to you? Did any of this stuff speak to you at all? Leave me a comment. Let me know. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight, you guys. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to spend 10 minutes of your time right here with me. And for that, I am forever grateful. I'll see you next week for more Index Card Insights. Peace, you guys.